do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is here to bring you a video about not about hauling my books. Yes, I'm wearing my glasses. Honestly, I'm wearing them because I actually need to see the books and I can't see, so I need to be able to have my glasses on. I don't wear them just because I feel like it's a distraction. You guys can see my ring light. That's the only reason why I don't wear them. I love my glasses. These happen to be some sunglasses that I converted into reading glasses because I did not like, or not reading glasses, actual glasses, because I didn't like the versions of other glasses that they had. I got these from Four Eyes, I want to say. So yeah, definitely look into it if you're interested. I did record this look, in case you're wondering, not that you guys can really see it, but yeah, I did record this look, and it'll be coming up or it'll be up. Either way, just check down below in the description box and you will see. But yeah, let's just continue on with this B&B miss. Alrighty guys, so I have quite a few books. I have the luxury of working at a place where I can get books for free at any time, really. And I'm moving branches, and so I kind of gobbled up all the books that I had halfway been eyeing. And yeah, so these are all the books. It's this whole box is full of books. They're all books that I have not read, or somebody's told me you need to read this or something. Somehow I have gotten interested in all of these books, and I'm just gonna go through, haul them for you guys, and I will bring kind of reviews for you guys. I'm gonna aim to do, what do they call it on BookTube? They call it like whatever they call like their wrap-up videos, like their favorites for makeup. I'm gonna try and do those in the new year. I can't wait. I'm really excited for the different types of videos I'm gonna be doing for my channel. Hopefully you guys are like halfway interested. If you're not, don't watch it, that's fine. But you know, I'm gonna have fun. So yeah, I'm gonna stop blabbering. Let's get to it. So the book that I'm reading actually at work, and I just packed it here because I had already packed away my like work books, is this. This is called Cloud Atlas. I'm sorry you guys can still see a reflection. Let me just turn the whole ring light off. Does that work? That works. Okay, so this is called Cloud Atlas. This is a movie that I've seen countless times. I actually got recommended by a friend that I met on an internship. I just went ahead and picked this up from my job because I thought it would be interesting to try and see how I like the book compared to the movie. Like I said, I've watched the movies countless times, so I wanted to get through the book. Right now I'm at page 168, which I'm actually in between their chapters, and I'm excited. I've already talked about this on my Instagram. It's a very slow start, very slow start, but it does kind of pick up after, I would say, about chapter 2. Somewhere in chapter 2 to chapter 3 it starts to pick up, and you actually start to get engrossed in the book, which is a good thing. So I'm excited. I'm hoping to finish this up quite quickly. There's a lot going on with my job right now, so I'm not going to be able to read as much on the job, which is unfortunate, but I hope to definitely finish this baby within the next 2 weeks of me recording this. And today, watch work, today is the 7th, so hopefully by the time I honestly get this video up, this will have already been finished at work. Like I said, I have different books. I read different books and different types of books in different locations. So when I'm at work, I read more novel type books because I can speed read through novels. I don't really have to think or concentrate. When I'm at home, I read novels as well. I also read stuff for my degree program, but the novels at home I read from a different location. So it's all very strategic, because the books at my job, I can hoard those books because I work there, you know. The books at home, I can't hoard those. I have to give them back, or get them to wherever the location is, whatever it be, whatever it be. So yeah, Everything else that I have right here are all things that I get to keep. That one I actually do have to give back, but these all that are left I can keep, and I'm very, very excited for that. So the first one is Navy SEALs, their untold story. And if you know me, you know that the military is very important to me, not only because my family, a lot of the men have been in the military in various branches, but I also would like to join very soon, hopefully. So this is a really interesting book. I love reading books like this because they're like motivational for me, and they make me remember why I want to do what I want to do, but they also make me remember the people who have lost their lives to allow me to be here right now. So I really am excited to read this. And yeah, if you guys are interested in that type of book, I would recommend it. I haven't read it, but like I just foresee that it's going to be really, really good. Next book that I have here is Death of a Nightingale, and this is a book that I just saw at my job and it just screamed me. It is basically a like murder mystery. So basically it's about a Ukrainian woman, and she gets arrested for her fiance getting murdered, and you find out that this is not the first time that her fiance got murdered in a like weird way, and you kind of have to figure out who's been murdering the fiancés, because I'm assuming she has it, and I have a feeling it's like somebody who like wants her attention but she's not giving it to them. So I can't wait to read this. This is definitely going to be like one of the top books that I need to read at home. I have three books that I need to get through hopefully this month in December minimum, because I need to get them back, but then I get to go through the books that I have and the books that I have coming. So yeah, another motivational type book that I wanted to bring into my collection is called War Dogs, and this is the tales of canine heroism, history, and love. So it's literally about the dogs that like do stuff. I'm assuming these dogs are more, yeah, these are all more like the military canine dogs, but there are of course the canine dogs that work with the police department. Once again, this is important to me because it's kind of motivational, but also because, you know, I want to join the military and I want to know as much as I can, as much as I can bear to know before I join. So I'm very excited for reading that book, and it's not a very big book. I tend to speed read, like I'm a quick reader. I get through about 2 books a week typically, unless I'm really focused on like school or whatever. No, unless I'm focused on school. School is pretty much the only determinant that has been able to stop me from reading 2 books a week. And this is currently, when I'm recording this, this is the weekend before my final paper is due. So after that, your girl gets to speed read like nobody's business. So I'm excited. I will be getting through some of these books, and I have a bunch of books at work that are like super thin. They're like maybe 100 pages soaking wet, but they're actually really good books. So I know I'll be able to speed read through those really well. So I'm just excited about the reading. I'm excited about the reading. The next book is Half of a Yellow Sun. This is by an author that I have loved the 2 books that I've read from her. I've read, oh, so this is from Chinamamba Ngozi Adichie. I always know how to say her last name. Her first and middle name is always a train wreck. I'm sorry. But I've read Americana and also We Should All Be Feminist by her. Loved both of them. I would recommend them both if you are interested. And I think I actually have both of them still. Hopefully, if not, they're going to be rebought. But this is just a book that I saw it. It had the author. I've been wanting to read more from her, and now I can. And this is more stuff that it's just good. This is a good hobby. It's always good to read because you can put yourself in that person's perspective, or you can learn. And I've always enjoyed learning, and I've always enjoyed putting myself in other people's perspective and just escaping my life for a little while. So reading has just always been a pleasure. Next is another book. It is, of course, I Have a Dream by MLK. This is literally his speech in a book format. I've literally never read his speech, so I just literally wanted to read his speech. It's one of those things I feel as, for me, with my discipline, I should really have it in my collection. So I am really excited about that. Next is a James Baldwin book. It's Nobody Knows My Name. I've never read a book written by him, and he's such a well respected writer that I just wanted to go ahead and grab this book and see if I enjoyed his writing. There are certain writers that it's too wordsy, it's too out there, I just can't handle it. So I'm hoping he's not too wordsy and not too out there, because your girl is I'm average. I just need a good little novel. I don't need too many big words that I have to look in dictionary. No, just give me a good little novel and your girl is happy. So I'm gonna be intrigued to read that and see how your girl can handle it. Next is Black No More. I actually picked this up because I want to read this, and then if it's good and if I like the message, I'm going to force my nephew to read it. Yeah, that's literally the only reason. It has nothing to pertain to me. It's basically out. I didn't talk about like half of the other ones. The ones that I didn't talk about, I don't really know. I've told you what I know. This one is about a black male in the US, and like I guess his debacles and his like coming to grips with like his blackness and his maleness. I don't really know. I just saw the black child and I read a little blurb on the back, and it just said something about like getting along with being black while you're white, or getting along with white people while you're black. This is just a book, like I said, that I am going to probably force my nephew to read, and he doesn't like reading. So I'm hoping that it's an easy read and it's a fast read, so he'll read it and also get the point of it. Next is a book more so for me in my academic career, but you know, I found it at work, so I'm gonna take it. It's called Black, Jewish, and Interracial. It's not the color of your skin, but the race of your kin, and many other myths of identity. My whole research, all of my research is wrapped around race, and so this is a really big and interesting book for me. And yeah, I don't want to say too much because in case you're interested, I don't want to give it away. I don't really know much more than that other than title. I didn't even read the back. I know the author is interracial, but that's all I know. So I am very excited to read this book. That probably won't be read until a while. It'll take a while for me to get to that book, because I have quite a few academic books that I need to read right now and get back to my school library, and we'll see when they get there. Those get renewed a lot too. Next is another book that just reached out to me. It's called Everything You Want Me to Be. I haven't heard anybody talk about this, but I'm very new to like the booktube world, and this is just basically about a girl who she tries her best to be the perfect daughter, the perfect sister, the perfect everything, and then she meets somebody, right? Wait, hold on. No, and then she's stabbed, and like her whole world, it like turns upside down, and I think she learns to like live her life for her and not for other people. So I'm actually really interested in this, and I can't wait. I feel like this is something that I kind of align with, because I do try my best to be like, you know, as good as a daughter, as good as a sister as I can be, as good as an aunt as I can be, as I feel like everybody does. But I don't know, I just feel a kinship to that book and to the character in that book, which is why I picked that up, and that might actually go up my list on books to read. Next is a Toni Morrison book, and it's Sula. I've only read one Toni Morrison book, and it was The Bluest Eye. I'd highly recommend it. It was in my other video that I've talked on my channel about books. I highly recommend it, and I'm excited to read yet another one of her books. She is a very kind of wordsy author, but the last time I read her, I was like 12, so I'm hoping that my vocabulary has grown just a little bit, that it won't feel as wordsy and it won't feel as like scholarly of a writing as it was when I was reading it, when I read her previous book. So yeah, we'll see. Next, I got a book. I don't even really know too much about this book. It was just about the author. I've seen this book, or not this book, I've seen a lot about this author and I've heard a lot about her, so I wanted to pick up this book, and this book seemed to grip me the most. It is basically about a girl who goes to a farmhouse, and it seems like a suspense, like mystery, and if you guys know me, I love murder mysteries, I love suspense, so this is just up my alley. I'm very excited for this book. I'm excited to read it, and it was the #1 on the New York Times list. And typically they don't put books that aren't interesting on that list or #1. So I'm excited. Next is The Secrets of Southern Girls. This is a book that is extremely interesting. So this is about one girl who moves from where, Mississippi, right? Yeah, she moves from Mississippi to New York, and she like tries to leave behind her past where she apparently killed her best friend. And I think this book is basically trying to figure out why she killed her best friend and how it gets uncovered and stuff like that. And once again, I love murder mysteries. I love stuff like this. So I am very, very excited about this. Okay, the last book that like isn't in the the sequel that I have last, and this is Jane Eyre. I don't know why, but I just felt the need to get this. I have been watching some like Elizabeth era, is that what this was, like these older genre movies. I've been watching a couple of them, and they're actually quite interesting and quite dramatic and kind of like internationally, like they're dramatic. And so I saw this at my job and I wanted to pick it up. It is a quite old book, so this probably will not be staying in my collection, and the person also wrote in it, which is not the best. Anyways, I got it for free, so I'm not going to be a chooser or a beggar. No, beggars can't be choosers. I'm not going to be a chooser. Like, I'm happy. I'm happy that I have this, and I'm happy I get to read it because I did have this on my list. And yeah, she's also a classic writer, so like a romance writer. So I figured I might as well read from a classic romance novelist, because I read a lot of like current rom-coms, because what else am I gonna do? Okay, the last is all from the same author, and I believe they're all like halfway connected, maybe not. And let me talk about the first one, and then I'll kind of lump all of them together. This is the reason why I got this series, and it's Something Borrowed. I love this movie. Okay, I love this movie. This is about two best friends who grow up. I believe they met in college. And the one best friend, her name is Darcy. She starts dating her other best friend, Rachel's law studying partner, and there's something that is borrowed. I don't want to give too much away in case you haven't watched the movie or you want to read this book. I don't know how closely the movie is to the book, so that's why I'm very, very excited for this, because I love that movie. So I'm excited about that book, and because I saw that book and that book was next to her other books, I went ahead and got all of her other books. So I'm just gonna read them off. I know nothing about these books. I quite literally just grabbed them because they're the same author, and I loved that movie about that book, so I assume I'm gonna love her other books. This one is Love the One You're With. Yeah, love the one you're with. So I'm assuming somebody leaves a relationship and the grass wasn't greener, and so they try and get back, and then they can never get back into that relationship. Oh, I have the same book twice. Oh, I need to give one of them back. Okay, so one of the books is literally the same thing. And then I have Heart of the Matter, which I feel as though this became a movie too. This title sounds familiar, so that's another really nice one. And then Something Blue, probably about a wedding. And then Babyproof. I read the blurb on this one, and this was about like basically a couple who was perfect for each other. They loved everything about each other. They had a perfect relationship, all that jazz. And they both decided they didn't want children, and then one of them changed their mind. And it's kind of the the debacle that is when one person wants kids and the other person doesn't, but they're already in love and they're already married. So yeah, I'm excited for all of them. I'm only going to be returning one or giving one away. I'm going to keep the more classy one and give away the more raunchy one, you know, the one that looks a little bit more used. But I'm excited. I'm so excited for all of these books. I will be keeping you guys up to date on my reading habits. You know what? I'm also going to bring the books that I have currently for my like at home reading, not my academic reading, but my like at home reading. Give me 1 second. Okay, so just as before, I'm gonna start off with the book that I'm actually reading, and the one that I'm reading at home right now is House of Brides. This book, okay, this book has literally caught me since the first chapter. I've only sat down to read this once, and I'm already on page 78. Okay, I have quite a bit of reading that I expect and hope to do tonight. It just kind of depends on how much more of my thesis I can get done in a timely manner, because you know that unfortunately does come first. And then I only have 3 other books right now that are like reserved for at-home reading, and then I can get into some of these other books that I've now brought into my life. So the first one is called Queenin'. And this is basically Bridget. The only reason, so I actually got these 3 from a library near my house. And the only reason I checked this book out is because in the first sentence it says, Bridget Jones's Diary meets Americana. That's all I needed. That's all I needed to pick this book up. I love Americana, as you guys just heard, and I didn't read Bridget Jones's Diary, but I watched the movie and I loved it. It was cute and weird. So yeah, and then the cover, like I just had to. So I'm very excited to read this book. And apparently, oh, so I mean, it's gotten praise. At least on the back cover it got praise. You know how that is. But I'm very excited to read this. This is definitely going to be probably the next book that I read, at home, that is. And then third, I have Under the Dark Sky. This is another kind of murder mystery type thing, and basically this woman, Ellen Wallace, she goes to like a summer retreat or something like that, and somebody goes missing, and it's kind of what happened and where she went missing and all that stuff. So I'm really excited for this. Very, very excited for this book. Like I said a million times already in this video, I love murder mysteries. They're just very interesting. They grip you and you get enthralled and you have to read. The best thing I love is sitting in my bed at 10 p.m. and reading until, you know, 3 a.m. thinking that I don't have to go to work the next day, or I don't have something to do the next day, and just being so into the book that I finish the book in one sitting. I love those books. There have been a couple of books that I've been able to do that with, ooh, that would be a good video. But yeah, I love reading. I've always loved reading, and my love has come back since July, and I want to share it with you guys. Anyways, the last book that I'm going to talk about is I feel like this is meant to be the last book that I talk about, and it is Michelle Obama's Becoming. This thankfully is a book that my mom got as like a Christmas gift last year from her job, so I don't have to rush to read this, but I am very excited to read this. I haven't heard one person say anything bad about this, and my mom doesn't actually like to read like physical books. She likes audiobooks and like books on tape and all that random stuff, which is not reading. So I might steal this if I really enjoy it, and it might stay in my collection. She'll never know. So I'm very excited to read this book. Like I said, I haven't heard anything bad about this book, so it's all about literally becoming her, like how she became her. And of course I want to know that. Michelle Obama is like creme de la creme, okay? I still haven't brought myself to watch their movie. What is it, South Side of You? I still haven't brought myself to watch that because I feel like I have so much expectations for that movie, and I don't want my expectations to be like murdered. So I'll eventually get there, but I'm not there yet. What else do I want to say? Oh, duh. So another reason why I'm taking the time to show you guys these new books that have been brought into my collection, my dad and I are doing a challenge for next year because he's been trying to say that I don't read books that I really need to read. He has challenged me to see who can read the most books in a year. We both are we both are pretty prolific readers, so it's actually going to be a very interesting challenge. We intend to like make the challenge on our Goodreads. Why was I about to say book reads? On our Goodreads. And I do have a Goodreads. If you guys want to follow me, I'll try and figure out how to link it down below. I quite literally don't even know, but I'll try and figure that out if you want to follow me on there. But yeah. But yeah, that is kind of why I'm showing you guys this, because I will definitely be talking about more reading. There will be additional videos, but I will be talking about reading more on my channel, just because that'll literally be my life next year. But next year I'll be reading a lot more. I'll be focusing on graduating. I'll be doing so many things other than like buying makeup. And these are the things I can spend my money on books now, because I'm not buying makeup that is just going to sit there. Whereas I can read a book and donate it to my local library, or I can keep it because it's going to be something that I want to actually read again. So I'm just excited. I'm very excited about where I am right now financially and all that jazz. And I think that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, y'all, it has been real. Peace.